Yeah, it's 3:24, and I reset my phones yesterday, and it's taken me a lot of time to do this. But I thought it was important that I show you a little movie because I thought, yes, if you watch this with me, and I might have to turn up the actual brightness of it. This is myself watching television. Yes. And nope, we want the video player always. Yeah. And it looked to me like somebody has the actual camera of my cell phones. Oh, so that every time that I turn it on, whether I'm using the camera or not, they're aware of my actual location at the time that I'm using the cell phone. Yes. Now you can see here. Well, it was a short meeting, was it? Short. It was a short video. Yes. That was not a very fast video. Yes. Is anybody looking through the actual camera of cell phones without the owner of them, of the cell phone, knowing about it? Because it really is bothersome, yes, that I'm working on trying to fix this up, yes, because of all of your obstruction of justice. And then for some reason you think that you can see this is kind of going like that. Yeah. Mm. Now, it's somewhat interesting. Oh, look at that right there. Yes. Did you intentionally take the camera of cell phones? Yes. With the intention of violating the privacy of the individuals while they were using their cell phone in whatever place they might be. Now, I had to upload all of my documents to what's known as the treason folder. Yes. And you'll get a link to that because it didn't seem to me that you were convinced of war crimes. Now, this who is required to report child abuse or neglect? Yes. Anyone who has a reasonable cause to believe that a child has suffered abuse or neglect, yeah, can, in good faith, report. Now, if you are identified as a mandatory reporter, you're required by law to report your concerns to the local Children's Administration Office. Yes. Child Abuse Hotline or Law Enforcement, RCW 26.44, yes, point 030. Now, we've gone through most of these individuals. My concern is the professional school employees, yeah, that don't have any problems with my sons graduating at the wrong time, yes, so that they can't apply to, or quite possibly get admitted to, yes, any military academy of the United States. Now, I just had enough time to download Brady versus Maryland. Poop. The government has a continuing obligation to produce all evidence required by the law. The federal rules of criminal procedure, holding that due process requires disclosure of evidence that is material either to guilt or to punishment. Now, we've talked about Brady, yes, and how you wouldn't admit the evidence that I wasn't in Sequim, Washington, yes, because you're going to cover up your crime. Isn't that right now? I'm going to want the actual camera of every cell phone of every lawsuit, yes. And then when you turn your phone on, yes, normally, See, when most of us use the phone, yes, the speaker, yeah, well, from what we hear from, yes, is right there, yeah. And then right down here, you can see a little hole right there, That's where the microphone is. Now, look at me. I'm talking on the phone. Yes, he is. Hello, this is Paul. I'm calling the sheriff's department. But the weird part is the camera is on the back side of the phone. Oh, is that right? Now, if you had the camera and you were able to see where I was speaking at, you'd know my location. Oh, and you wouldn't need to use GPS locations. All right, you wouldn't need to use the ping. No, no. Now, just so that I know, Sheriff, I had said that disclose not only the evidence possessed by prosecutors, but evidence possessed by law enforcement as well. Yes. Now, I put this back on my phone because it reminds me of the number of lawsuits that I have. Yes. For those that thought, well, we'll just take the phone. Yes. And it's not that important that they know that we have their GPS location when we can use the camera to identify their actual location. Yes. We could use the local Wi-Fi. Now, for you and your top secret family that don't believe there are any laws, yes, this is not a picture of Marilyn Van Proy. No, that's a picture of Susan Bowers. Yes, and this is supposedly Legina, the adopted daughter from Haiti. Now, impersonating an individual, yes, is an actual crime. Yep. And I've told you that I'd like to use the court system of the United States. And your whole idea was to arrest me for crimes that I had no involvement in. Now, I know you got to protect the dog right now. Give me your webcams right now on every cell phone of every lawsuit. Because it's possible, yes, knowing the actual location of what you can see through the camera. You could use a local area network to find out what I'm talking about. Yes, without having to go through the cell phone service. Now, I'm a little upset, okay? Because we're having a global war of domination. And your whole thought was the dogs always win. Poop. But I thought, yes, when I was fixing my phone yesterday, oh, that this idea of knowing my actual location. Yeah, you see my foot right there? Yes. This was a McDonald's advertisement. Now, I documented this and I'm probably going to put it on one of these trees and drives. Listen, you stupid fuckers. Why don't you get me the physical location? Yes. Of the phone? Yes. That you're talking into? When you recognize, yes, that from the camera, ooch, you can see where oh, that would be treason.